Hello everyone, welcome to WhiskyWars. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 whiskies that I recommend you just have one dram and potentially just leave it at that. But I certainly think they're worth the try, and all of these I've put in here for all very different reasons. So hopefully it's something that you do enjoy. If you do, please leave a like on the video and don't forget to click that subscribe button down below as well. That's really appreciated. Kicking things off, I'm going to go for a whiskey here that's peated. It's a peated scotch. It's very, very medicinal, but it's very, very sweet. So this is going to be a lot of factors that people just don't like in terms of the mass market. 1, it's peated. 2, it's full of medicinal notes as well, like TCP and band-aids, which people don't seem to like in general. But also, it does it in a very sweet way, which I think makes it even less popular. The final reason is it has a menthol and eucalyptus quality, which I know a lot of people don't like. So this is going to be the Porterskeg 8-year-old. Now I really like this whiskey for its uniqueness, but I don't think most people will like this whiskey at all. It's definitely not a beginner whiskey for someone getting into whiskey. It would probably have like a 0.5% success ratio where it hooks someone onto whiskey. So in number 5, I've gone for the Porterskeg 8-year-old. In number 4, I've gone for another peated whiskey actually, and it is an Islay whiskey, but for very, very different reasons. This whiskey is incredibly divisive in my opinion. I think most people, even peat heads, won't enjoy this whiskey, and I'll touch on why. This is the Bowmore 9-year-old, bottled at 40% ABV. You may have had Bowmores before, but they've been sherried. This is unsherried, and for me, the nose and taste, the nose is really enjoyable, but the taste, even I'm not 100% sure on. I get this wonderful antique library nose, almost museum-like smell on the nose, and I really do like it for its uniqueness. So I have some Bowmore 9 in the glass right now. It's this really sweet, woody, wood varnish note, and I think that will put a lot of people off. I really enjoy the nose. It's got a nice bit of citrus there. Some menthol coming through as well. This taste it's something that I recommend people sample and have a dram of for that nose and for that taste, because it's very unique. But I think it'll be a 1 dram only whiskey because I don't think you'll enjoy it. Okay, in 3rd place for my 1 dram only whiskies, I've gone for a different sort of thing. This is a Campbelltown whiskey, and it's a 1 dram only whiskey because of its price now. Now, 2 years ago I bought this whiskey for £45, and I got 2 Glencairn glasses thrown in. Incredible, I know. You can't get that now. This is the Springbank 15-year. I got it at my local whiskey shop. I actually got it for the price because they had this reserved for a client that normally buys from them, and he hadn't been to pick it up in over 6 months, so they sold it to me instead. So I got very lucky. I adore this whiskey. It is absolutely phenomenal. This is not a bad whiskey, and I think that a lot of you will enjoy this whiskey. The reason why this is on my 1 dram only whiskey is because now you can't buy it, and if you go on second-hand market you might pay £500, which is just not worth. It's just too much money for a whiskey, is that? But incredible nonetheless, and if you can get a dram, I do recommend you do it because it's beautiful. Okay, in number 2 of my 1 dram only whiskies, I've gone for an Islay. We're back to Islay, and this was a whiskey that I don't recommend that you buy, but I would like you to try, because I think the combination of peat, salty Islay with rum casks can go one of 2 ways. It can be really, really enjoyable, or in the case of this whiskey, not very enjoyable. And actually the rum cask instead of imparting tropical fruits and sweetness, it can actually turn and impart decomposition and decaying vegetation inside a whiskey. I get a really strong decayed tropical fruit. It's not very pleasant. The smoke, this is the smoke head, Rum Riot. They also do the Rum Rebel, and the Rum Rebel is a bit better actually. This is stronger, more intense, even though it's a lower proof. And imagine you've left a half-eaten banana and a half-eaten papaya in a dunnage warehouse full of mould, underground, mossy. That's the sort of note you get. You get the powerful peat and salt mixed with that sort of sweet decaying nature, going mouldy. I think it's an interesting one to try. If you can have a dram of it, I recommend trying it for the experience, but I don't recommend that you buy it at all. And in number 1, this is going to be a cask strength whiskey. I actually recommend you buy this whiskey, but only if you adore peat and Islay whiskies. It's very, very strong, it's very, very intense, and for that reason, for the majority of people, I recommend just having a dram of it. And I do recommend trying a dram of this whiskey. If you don't like Islay whiskies, I still recommend having a dram, just for the experience. This is a very intense whiskey. It's the Laphroaig 10-year cask strength. I really enjoy this whiskey, but I know a lot of people just don't. It's just too much for them, it's too strong for them. That's why I recommend do not buy a bottle, but do try a dram. So guys, this is my top 5 whiskies that I recommend you just have one dram of only, for 5 very different reasons. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like on the video and don't forget to click that subscribe button down below. I've recently started a Patreon account. If that interests you, that's in my about section on my YouTube page. I really, really appreciate any sign-ups, and I hope to see you all over there. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you all for the next Whiskey War.